Hello and welcome back. This is Bob Bosk, and as you can tell, today we are looking at the one, the only Kingdom Death Monster. Well, 1.5, but this was a really high Kickstarter. I think it made over $12 million or something and has made a ton since then with pre-orders. I actually didn't make it on the Kickstarter, but I was able to pre-order the core box. So that's what we're going to open up today. So this is the core box of Kingdom Death Monster. Let's open it up. Now, this box is ginormous. Like 17 pounds, I think, is what it came in at. Or over 17 pounds. So, let's see if we can get it open at all. It's packed full, I think. At least it feels that way. Hold on. 5 minutes later. Okay, so a piece of cardboard. Junk. Okay, so here's the first part, the miniature assembly box. Let me open this up. Okay, so, wow. Not seen this many sprues since the old Warhammer days, way back when. So, we've got a bunch of bases, tons and tons of sprues of armor and miniatures. Oh, open that. So, tons of stuff. Looks like monster sprues. Just a bunch of stuff. So, little swords, weapons, shields, some legs. Beep boop. So, there are just sprues and sprues of things to put together. And I believe that's because each set of armor for your characters is a new body, basically. Then you swap out bodies and you get new armor. So, more monsters. So yeah, there are all of the miniatures, at least a quick version of it. I'll have to show you when I get them all put together to see what the rest of them look like, but oh yeah, more and more guys, armor, stuff like that, so just a ton of stuff in here. Alright, let's open up the rest. Okay, so after the miniature box, there's the rest of the stuff that's in here. So here is what seems to be a board. So it's a big cardboard 3-piece board. Starvation. Overwhelming darkness in the middle. Oh, start, I guess, over there. So I guess you progress across the board. There's also a back side, it looks like. Or maybe a different phase. That's cool. Next, there's all the tokens and some more bigger card things. Let me open it up. Okay, so a closer look. Again, these are the little tokens and stuff. So we've got some, looks like kind of a step-by-step through the game. So like a quick thing where it looks like maybe just the settlement phase. Not really sure. So we've got some reroll tokens. Oh, it even names them on here. Endeavor. It's the priority target token. And then, yeah, the walkthrough again. So there's that. Here we've got a whole bunch more tokens to get out. To pop out. There's so many. So luck, evasion. So these must be ways to either get or take away stuff. Minus, so they could just be debuffs. Or buffs, who knows. Ways to get stats. The next pop-outs that are in there. Got some giant faces, a tree, This looks like more terrain type stuff. Some like totems, grass, some sort of dead creature. So, and a monster controller guy. So, now we'll open up the rest. So this next piece is like the main board, it looks like. So it's a huge board. There's not a whole lot to it, it's just gridded. So, some cool little design and stuff. The back seems to only be half. It's got some spots for like cards and then just a little way. Oh wait, there's a third piece. Oh, so it's even bigger. So that half is actually a continuation of the board. So it's even bigger than I thought, with the card spots over there. So, cool. So there is no back then. There's just a little insert. Again, it looks like spots for tokens, cards, stuff like that. So there's that. Down at the bottom of the box, we got, looks like a whole bunch of cards. Cards, dice, sheets, a whole bunch of spots for cards and stuff. So let me start opening stuff up. So first we're going to go through the big stuff. So these look like the character sheets, where you make your name, you know, all your survival stuff, where you keep all your gear, all that fun stuff. It looks like abilities, so on and so forth. So disorders, abilities, armor stuff maybe. But so you got a big stack of that. Next we have the survivor like player card things. They're a little bit thicker. This is where you put your gear, it looks like. So there's 9 spots of gear. Also tells you how to do your turn, actions you can do, stuff like that. So there are 4 of them, 1 to 4 players as far as I know, and, except some of the expansions I think you can get up to 6. Next is another pad. So this is for your settlement. So in the game there's a settlement phase, I guess, where you make a town sort of, or a settlement. So these are all the things that you keep track of on your settlement. Location, innovations, so all sorts of stuff. How many deaths have occurred, name, and all that cool jazz. Last little bit in here is the real nice hardcover rulebook and storybook and stuff. I think it has pictures and full color, so lots of rules, pictures of how to do it. It also has story stuff, so pictures and then a little bit of lore story stuff. So comic at the end, it looks like. So cool. So there's that badge. Looks like we're getting into cards next. Okay, so that took a while, but so here are all the cards that were on this side of the box, the right side. I didn't even get to the left side yet. These are just the big standard size cards. So I basically just took them out one by one and kind of tried to pull them out into their specific I guess types of cards, just to see how many there were, and there are a ton. So first off, we've got this big stack over here. It was the first one I pulled out. Basically this is the AI for the monsters, I believe, the things you're hunting. So there are specific types, so like this one, if I can get it, for the Gold Smoke Knight. So there's a bunch of cards then for the Gold Smoke Knight. And so they say this is what he does. So, if they attack, blah blah blah. So, that's the AI. Supposedly there's AI for every monster. So, as you can see, each one has the name of the monster down here. It says AI, shows a different picture for each one. So, screaming antelope. So, antelope. So, makes sense. There are a ton, probably because there's a bunch of cards per monster. So, there's those. Next, these are the special hunt events. So, they're just random events that pop up. So, you go onto a table, it looks like. Mineral gathering, herb gathering. So, stuff like that. These are just generically labeled Kingdom Death cards. So, some traits, and then there's just probably survivor cards, maybe? Because there's 4 survivors. So, yeah, I would assume. I think there's 2 female and 2 male survivors. So that would make sense. Next, fighting arts. So these are probably those traits that go on the sheets for the character. So, tough, stuff like that. So, gives you what it means, blah blah blah, leader, combo master. So, nice, lots of them. Some cool, colorful art. So, there's those. Next we've got terrain cards. So T terrain. So they give some plants that looks like that you can get, bugs, debris, veins of ore. So just stuff you can find in your hunt. Next are vermin cards. So V for vermin. So ants, crab spider. So cyclops fly, nightmare tick. So, cool stuff. Next are the basic resources. So monster bones, lantern, monster hide, so on and so forth. Love juice, whatever that is. So, monster organs. Question mark? So, stuff that you can pick up from your hunts again. Next are innovations. I believe these went back with your settlement. So, does your settlement know language, painting, ammonia, so forbidden dance. So all sorts of things it looks like you can innovate in your settlement to get bonuses. Survival limit +1. So graves, stuff like that. So looks cool. So next big pile, these are the hit locations on the monsters, HL. So again, it has the monster at the bottom. So this is for the butcher. Then it says where you hit them, I guess. I don't know, or maybe where they hit you. No, it's got to be where you hit them. Stuff like that. But either way, rules. Read them later, I guess. I'll have to. But yeah, so we've got lots of, again, hit stuff. So again, there's a whole bunch of them because there's some for each separate monster. And they all have the picture and the label on the back of them. So next were these cards. I believe these are like monster stat cards. So, and they tell you what their basic actions are and their move and attack. What they can do generically. So again, stats. They have all special things, it looks like. So ability. So there's those. These, I'm not really sure what they are. Looks like there's 3 eyes and a trait, or they're all traits, I guess. There's 3 eyes closed. Flip them over, they're open. Different colors. So then there's this respect trait and impossible eyes on the back. So again, not sure what those go to, but they're there. These are some types of armor. And they are different, it looks like. Oh, for male and female. Maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's male and female. That's why they have different bags. Yep. So there's that. Next, these are the disorders. So again, these are something that go on your character, I believe, because they're on that character sheet. So anxiety, weak spot, binge eating, so stuff like that. Looks like they give you negatives. So, and then it says record and archive. So you just throw them on your sheet and then throw them back. So next, these are hunt events. So they are specific to whatever you're hunting. So like this one again is the white lion, so it has the lion head. So there's a bunch of them. So they're specific to him. White lion hunt event. Aromatic breeze. So then special stuff for him. Scratching grounds. So again, there's it looks like a couple for a number of different monsters. So looks like 3 different types of monsters in that one. Next, we've got strange resources. These kind of greenish cards. So iron scraps, fresh acanthus. So leather, bunch of weird stuff that again you collect on your travels. Here we've got more types of armor, and it looks like weapon specializations. So male and female armor. We've got weapons, and they've got mastery on the back, which gives you bonuses, it looks like. These are, again, specific resources, I believe. Hunt resources. Oh, just resources for the specific hunts. So we've got all the... Wow. Okay, so there's a bunch that come from the lion. So, great cat bones. All of those. A curious hand. Eye of the cat. So, again, specific resources to those hunts. So, screaming antelope. Probably that phoenix again, I would imagine. Yeah, so those 3 seem to get a bunch of extra resource type cards. Probably because you're trying to make these things. Screaming armor and white lion armor and stuff, I would imagine. Next, we got some more specializations. Looks like a bunch of weapon stuff, shield. So, and they've got mastery on the back. I imagine those go with the rest of these. They were just in weird, out of order stuff. And then secret fighting arts. King's Step, legendary lungs. So, some cool things you can get, looks like. So that was all the regular size cards. There's a bunch of little cards still left in there and a couple other things. So here's a quick look at what's left. Just this stuff. So let's open them up. Whew. Okay, so again, that was a process. There were a ton more cards and then some other stuff. So here are a bunch of dividers for the cards that we've already looked at. So As you can see, got little labels, and you divide your cards up in your box. Pretty standard for a lot of cards. These are settlement events, so they're large cards. Hunt reenactment, lights in the sky, rivalry, stuff like that. They each have dice roll, it looks like, some effects that can last for a while. There's that. Oops. Got a bunch of dice. So they're all, looks like, engraved in some form or fashion. Well, most of them. Maybe, nope, it does have a little lantern on it, but there's those. These are some more big cards. These look to be more settlement stuff. So you've got like the barber surgeon and then the things they can do, it looks like. So what you need to make something. So, and then they've got some dice roll stuff. Blacksmith, shows armor. Caterarium, looks like special stuff. The lion stuff. Bonesmith. So, just a whole bunch of crafty people that you have in your settlement. Then we get into all of these cards. So again, we've got some dividers. So, leather worker, blah blah blah. First off, the starting gear. So cloth, 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 stone. So that's what you start with. Looks like, I guess. Then some rare gear, regal gauntlets, so swords, shield, swords, cleavers, blah blah blah. A final lantern card. It's two-sided. Each side has something different on it, so, well, different picture, I guess. I think the words are the same. Next, all of these cards are basically gear cards, but then they have where you get the gear. So, the mask maker. Well, hey, he makes masks. What do you know? So on and so forth. Organ grinder. Makes monster stuff. Lucky charms. Salves. So, there are a bajillion cards, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but let's just look at a couple more. Barber surgeon. Almanacs. Brain mint. Earrings. First aid kit. Bug trap. So, and that then goes with this card. So these are the things you can make on here. Bug trap, brain mint, first aid kit. So, cool. That concludes everything that came in the core box for Kingdom Death Monster 1.5. It's daunting to think of putting all those miniatures together, so I'm going to go start doing that. We'll see what I can get put together today. Hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to show everything. I have a habit of taking a really long time to put together miniatures, though, so it could be a while. Don't forget to like and subscribe down at the bottom. Thanks for watching.